Well, hello there, and welcome to another tank review. I'm Corny Swiss, and today we're looking at the IS-3 Rank 5 8.0 battle rating Soviet heavy tank. And before I get started, as with all reviews, if you want to skip ahead to I don't know, realistic simulator gameplay, feel free. The timestamps are in the description, so if you want to do that, off you go. If you want to hear the garage and more egghead section, then let's get started. So the IS-3 historically never really saw combat action. It was developed at the very end of World War II, and it was kind of a revolutionary tank design, especially for a heavy tank. There was like a regiment deployed, I think, to Manchuria at the very end of the war, but I mean, not really. It didn't face German guns, is what I'm getting at. So it's debatable how effective it could be. But what we do know is that this is sort of the first tank to have this, I don't know, the way, however you want to describe this turret. It's like it's a squashed cone, basically. It's a very low profile, heavily angled and sloped turret. And it's also really the first tank we see with like this shuka effect, or a pike, like a pike nose, with the idea being that the armor, when you're pushing forward, the armor's pre-angled and gives you a chance to not have to angle the armor to increase thickness. Something to note about the turret, the vertical guidance indicates it, the 2 degrees of gun depression. This tank is it's a very low profile tank, relatively. The turret is very low profile. Not a lot of room for the gun to move. Not a lot of room for the crew to move around. The gun depression on this tank is really bad, but that's due to the design of the tank, and not much you can do about it. The turret is 250 millimeters at the front, 220 at the side, 175 at the rear. The only weak spot of this turret is this top hatch, which is like 30 or 40 millimeters, something like that. It's I remember I read a comment and someone said that it's meant to allow the crew to service the gun and I don't know, fix it and clean it, whatever they got to do. So, but other than that, the IS-3's turret is really tough. It's a very tough cookie. Shooting it right here is probably the only way to guarantee penetration if you have a very high caliber gun and a lot of penetration. Sides, front, forget about it. Don't shoot the turret. Turret is very strong. The hull, on the other hand, is kind of a different story. Your hull armor is 110 millimeters at the front, with this lower plate, which is significantly less. But the, well, actually I don't know exact measurement, but this is less than the 110. The thing about it does have this shuka though. So this is all angled here from the front, like this. This is all angled and effectively thicker. So what that means is if you angle your tank like this, or either way, you make the side facing the enemy thinner, because there's no more angling. So this tank prefers to be facing head on with people. Ideally, you want to be hull down to take advantage of the turret, but with the 2 degrees of gun depression, that can be really difficult. And so normally what you have to do is you have to find like low rises, or like little tiny hills, or just surprise people, you know, but that works with every tank. The side armor is 90 millimeters of armor, and that applies to the hull. It does have this like side skirt right here. I'm pretty sure this is a spaced armor side skirt, and when you look at it like this, kind of like, let's say you're side scraping, this is what the enemy sees. You have these tracks which take up a lot of space, and you have this skirt. This is a very tough tank to penetrate from the side when it's angled like that. It's actually really effective armor. The front is less effective when angled, but if you can angle like this and put the, like, I don't know, like a rock right here, and then swing the turret around and back up to fire and then move back in like this, it's a very effective tool for an IS-3 because of the effective armor on the side. Obviously the rear armor right here, it's crap, but I mean, it's the rear armor. If you're getting shot in the rear, you're probably dead anyway. So kind of moral of the story for the armor is this tank is set up to side scrape, but the front isn't. So if you're going to side scrape, you kind of need to hide this front. But you also have to keep in mind you can't go too far with the angle because then your side can be penetrated. It's 90 millimeters, but a lot of tanks have in excess of 200 millimeters of penetration, so you kind of need a slighter angle like this. And that should be enough to only expose maybe the shoulder of your tank, and that's a tough shot. So that's probably an effective way to handle this tank. The gun is the same gun you've seen on the IS-2, the model 1944, and the IS-4. It's the same gun. This 122mm D25T, 28 rounds of ammunition, plenty. Don't need more than that. The ammunition, the penetration is good. I mean, 200 for the standard, 210 for the upgraded. I think something like that. Plenty. It's a plenty. I mean, it's not gonna penetrate the front of a Ferdinand all that well, but even the upgraded ammunition isn't gonna penetrate the front of a Ferdinand all that well. So there's not a tank that it's like debatable if you can get through its front armor. But this tank is like all the King Tigers you can handle. The turret face you can blow up with this gun. Ferdinand's the lower plate is fine. The sides and rear obviously. Jagdtiger's the sides. The shell is large enough that if you get an angled side of a Jagdtiger, a lot of times you can still penetrate and do damage and really give the tank problems. So it's a very effective tank. The turret is great, the hull, but the side scraping is great. This tank kind of prefers to operate with other tanks, like maybe as a supporting tank to mediums, because it doesn't have the ridiculous armor of, I don't know, like the IS-4, which has just horrendously powerful armor, and can really operate on its own. The IS-3 kind of needs to stick with the team and have other targets available, so it doesn't, because it's not going to take as many hits as an IS-4 will. And then the gun, the reload rate isn't great. 26 seconds. I have a decent crew, not a good crew on this vehicle, so you could probably get it down to 24 maybe. But suffice to say, it's your classic Soviet heavy tank. It's just starting to become more. I would say it's starting to become more. Like the armor's starting to become a lot better than you used to with, I don't know, like the IS-2s, even though the model 1944 IS-2 has pretty good armor. But, obviously this is, I mean, it's a rank 8, battle rating 8 tank. I don't think it should be that high. I kind of liked it at 7, but I can understand why they put it at 8 because it's just a really, it's a really effective machine in my opinion. I honestly prefer the IS-4M way better, but that's because it's just unkillable. This tank is perfectly adequate for everything the IS-4 can do other than tank shots. It's the same gun, can knock out everything the IS-4 can. And something I forgot to mention, maneuverability and engine power. The IS-3 is actually not bad. It's 46 tons, 520 horsepower, 2200 RPM. It's not great in terms of mobility, but it's certainly not bad, in my opinion. For a heavy tank, it's certainly not bad. It still has that, I don't know, medium-heavy hybrid, like a heavier medium, I guess. So the engine power is fine. The maneuverability is fine. Doesn't have a great top speed, 38 kph, but, it's fine. It's adequate. You'll keep up with the battle. So let's get on to those replays. Alright, so in this first replay, this is a simulator battle on Kursk. Not the greatest thing for Russian heavy tanks because of the long reload time on the guns, but it's not the worst either because the guns pack a punch. And I'm going to sandwich a simulator battle with two simulator battles with a realistic in the middle just because I really enjoyed driving this tank, so I want to show some more of it. I'm kind of just checking out the lay of the land, looking for targets, take a pot shot in AI, trying to get a good gauge of the gun. I feel like in the beginning of battles I often need to take some shots at some targets that I can use to reference other targets, if that makes any sense. So like AI are a good thing to shoot because they never move. They're always kind of in the same place. And there's a lovely King Tiger running across the middle of the field kind of derpily. And that shot went short. It was good lead, but it was short. So I'm not convinced he's seen me, because he's moving at such speed that it would be hard for him to see me. But now he's stopped. My first shot, I'm not sure, I don't remember the exact distance I used, but I'm kind of estimating between 1,200 and 1,300 meters here or so. And I was really surprised right here. I'm like, what the heck did I hit? He's actually sitting right next to an AI, and I hit the AI instead of him. So right here, I was thinking, oh, it must have gone a little short. There goes an IS-4 right in front of me. And so because I'm on a hill, I adjust for the hill, aim for his engine deck so that it'll land in the middle of his tank. And there we go. Knocked him out. Honestly, that was pretty good. Took a hit from something. Not sure what. Could be AI, but there goes another King Tiger. My plan now is I want to push forward. We have I think 2 T-54s pushing along the this eastern hill, and then we have this IS-4 here. And advancing with an IS-4 I think is a good decision. The IS-4 is not going to just suddenly explode, and if I'm behind him, it's likely that someone else will shoot. Well, they'll shoot at him first, and I can crest the ridge and then take him out. There is a heavy tank that was spotted by the mediums right down here, so I'm kind of I'm pushing forward. I want to push forward and try and help them with that, because King Tigers can be troublesome for T-54s. Not terribly, but the T-54 doesn't have the same armor as like an IS-4, so kind of want to get up there. But I think they just knocked him out. Yeah, just knocked him out, and that's where he would have been right there. But we're just basically just running rampant down the side of this ridge. We've already knocked out 4 of their players, and this is why I include 2 simulator battles. I liked this game. It shows what the IS-3, IS-4, and T-54s are good for. They're really good at pushing the advantage and taking ground. But so yeah, that's what I wanted to show you. But game's kind of winded down. They have 1 more player. There he goes. And right there, that's actually the guy I killed earlier. And I thought, oh wait, that's another player. And the AI shooting right next to him didn't help either. So I took a pot shot at him. I think it would have hit, but obviously he's already dead. I killed him. I should know. And yep, hostile team has lost all their vehicles. It's pretty much just a stomp, because we got out on this hill. We used our mobility to put effective fire into things. And I'm going to take a shot at this, but I think I miss. Yeah, I went way over. I knew that was going over the second I pulled the trigger. That shell probably should have gone at about 800, 700, 600 meters maybe, but I shot it way over. So, but you know, it's whatever. It was a fun game, because it was just I got to use the IS-3 in the way it should be. It's like a pushing, advancing heavy tank. It's designed for the attack, you know. So yeah, I haven't deleted mine at the time of this replay. I haven't deleted it in general, but yeah. So let's move on to the next replay. So don't worry, this one's a little longer than the last one. This is a realistic battle on Ash River, Ash Valley, Ash something. Taking the southern spawn. On this map, I like to take the southern spawn in every tank, I think. I think it's the most important area of the map, because if you can control this ridge, you kind of have just dominance over the rest of the map. And, I don't know, it's good to have a big heavy gun up here. So I'm going to push up, go kind of my, I guess I'd call it a usual route. You can kind of see the IS-3 isn't that great over rough terrain. It's fine. Like I'm going, I think that's 30 something kph, which is fine. I'm going to get where I'm going. And something you should always do, I think, when you drive tanks is if your turret has good frontal armor, point your turret where you think the enemy might be. One, not only does that let you get a shot off if you do spot someone, but it also gives you that slight chance that they aim and hit the front of your turret and don't kill you. I mean, they should be aiming just for your side armor, but maybe their shot goes high and hits your turret and you live. So, because if it's less true with the IS-3, but with other tanks, the side of the turret is a death sentence, just like the side of the hull. So, yeah, just a thought. But right now I'm pushing forward. I'm kind of expecting people to be up here. I see that they have some good players in this match, just from playing this tier. And I'm kind of just going to push forward and see what's going on. There's something spotted down there. I just realized it. It is a King Tiger. I think it's the 105. Sayonara. Got rid of him. When this thing catches you, if this tank catches you unaware, the first shell is going to kill you. I mean, it's true with most tanks, but it's especially true with large caliber guns like 122 millimeters. And there's someone else. So the plan here is I don't want to show a lot of my tank. I kind of want to give them a very... I mean, I'm doing it wrong, I think. I should be side scraping. But I didn't feel comfortable side scraping. I'm kind of doing it anyway. But the issue was I'm not sure about the rest of the flank, like to my right. So I didn't really want to side scrape and give my whole side to the enemy. Just because I'm not sure where they are. But I decided okay, there's nothing here. I might as well kill this AI because it's here, and I'm just so angry. And AI just ruins... No, AI is fine. Knock that out. Go for the reload, obviously. Kind of just looking at the teams, trying to see... When I tab, a lot of times I'm looking at how many players does the enemy team have, who's been killing what. Okay, now this guy's just dead. If I hit this guy, he's toast. I just gotta reload first. If he sits out there too long, he's toast. Yep, took a shot. Backs into my shot. Bam. It's a Panther G. Knocked out. The Panthers do not have armor to deal with 122 millimeter shells. That's for fact. The turret of a Panther can be penetrated just about... I'm pretty sure at any range by a 122 millimeter shell. And if it doesn't penetrate, it's gonna do something. Like, the shell is just so big and heavy that it really causes problems for Panthers. Especially the like the rank 4 Panthers with all their variants that are basically the same. So now we're kind of again doing what this tank is meant for, which is pushing forward and aggressively attacking with support. We do have a medium tank who's pushing up onto that little sniper area. Also, with this tank, I'm worried, obviously, because it's realistic, people can take out planes. I'm kind of worried that someone's going to pull out a plane and bomberino me. So, and actually, I noticed that a plane flew over directly where I was previously. So, I don't know, maybe he was trying to do that. This guy... Sayonara. I think he just wasn't ready for me. Well, I mean, he wasn't ready for me mainly because the T-54 was right in front of him. T-54 probably didn't need help with that kill, but I don't know. I just feel like you don't take chances, you know. It's easier for me just to shoot and kill him than the T-54 to maybe bounce a shot and then something happen and get bombed or something like that. It doesn't seem... It seems reasonable in that situation for me to shoot him. Because T-54 clearly got a shot off during that time and didn't kill him, so I feel justified in killing him. Knock out an AI. They still have some players left, so I'm kind of looking around for them. I'm going to go down to the other spawn, and basically, I do get stuck on this rock, which is annoying. And there's a bomb. This scared me. That bomb was falling for about 6 cold dark centuries. Some enemies spotted. There's a nice Ferdinand. He dies just as I pull the trigger, which is annoying. Oh no, I killed him. Oh no, I killed the other guy. Sorry, the video lagged there for a second. So I killed the other guy. See, hear that bomb? And then it finally blows up, like behind me, I guess, somewhere. That guy was bombing from space. But trying to bomb me from space. But so basically, a lot of them are in planes now, and I'm kind of expecting someone to jump into a good old tank and try and engage us. There certainly are people who could. I think there are anyway. I'm actually not sure. later on. I think there actually are no more tanks on the enemy team, and we're just going to cap. But they certainly have planes left, so I'm kind of just running around. I'm checking the spawns, and I think one of them... Does one of them actually spawn in the southern point? I think it's right here. I'm just like, okay. I don't see anybody. There's no one down here. So I might as well get an AI kill, or a AAA kill. Because, I mean, bombers are just flying around, basically. And, taking pot shots at them, you know, but... A very good Soviet accuracy, yes. Joseph Stalin guided all my shells. This was bold. This is really bold. I don't think I'm ever going to hit this. And I don't, because it's Soviet Russia. Russian accuracy. But basically, this game is kind of over. They really don't have a chance to win. Just going to get, you know, try and kill some AAA or something. And there's another bomb. Bomberino's cappuccino. And things were blown up. He did get shot. He did get shot down though. So I'm thinking now, okay, maybe he has a tank. In which case, I need to watch this spawn. Be nice. But I think I tell my team that hey, I'm gonna watch the southern spawn, and then one of them comes back and says, hey, they don't have any more tanks. I'm like, well, that's great. So this is basically the end of the game. We're just gonna go on to cap and then and win. So let's move on to the next replay. So like I said earlier, this is the second simulator replay I'm gonna show you. I really like. I don't think I've ever really said which game mode I like best. I like simulator easily the best. What I like about it is it adds the skill. There's just a few things that get added that really make it just feel better. For example, you have to range your shots, which is true in realistic battles as well. But you don't get those markers. It really makes you think tactically, be aware of your surroundings, and sort of understand the map and how to conceal your tank and things like that. And I think just it allows you to take advantage of some things like I don't know, maybe your tank is a great long-range sniper. I don't know. I just feel like you can. It's easier for you to use the advantages your tanks offer in simulator than it is in arcade or realistic, because everyone knows where everyone is. But me and an IS-4, we're pushing down the flank row. It's not actually the same IS-4 as in the previous simulator battle, but these are from the same day though. So there you go. But we're kind of just pushing up here. I like coming over here just to check it out. Obviously no one was here. There is someone right there. It's a Ferdinand who's looking directly at me. So when you have a Ferdinand looking directly at you, shoot it in the gun if you can. And actually my gun bounced that shot right there. You should shoot it directly in the face, right down the gun barrel, because it's the best way for you to make it impossible for him to continue shooting you. And he actually wrecked. I think his gun was damaged and he just wrecked. Or else maybe he blew himself up with the explosion from the gun. There is a Jagdtiger that gets knocked out by the IS-4. Good shot by him. There's actually another one up here somewhere. I'm looking for him. This is something else I love about Simulator. I have to actually see the target, which is fantastic, in my opinion. Looking around, trying to find him. Because it's either a Ferdy or a Jagdtiger. And obviously we want to deal with that. And there he is. I just spotted him. Actually, no, I hadn't spotted him yet. But he's right around here. There he is. Don't know what he was doing. Debatable life choices. Goes right through the side of his tank. Like I said in the egghead portion, a 122mm shell at the side of a Jagdtiger, even if it's angled, is not going to be a problem. So the IS-4 is pushed up. I'm trying to rush up and join him. Heavy tanks with long reloads should always try and stick together if you can. If you play in a platoon, that's probably ideal. But T-54 just got knocked out. I think. Is that T-54? I think so. Can't read it because I'm blind. But now I'm going to move into the cap and kind of put the pressure on. They don't have many players left. This was kind of another... honestly, I'm not going to say... the two simulator battles, they were really, really fun to play. Oh, look, here's a king tiger. Hello, bye-bye. Come again, have a nice day. I think when you play the IS-3, the IS-4, and the T-54, particularly the heavy tanks, the IS-3 and the IS-4, I think when you play them to their strengths, which is to always push and be aggressive and use your gun, I guess, I think you'll be amazed at the results you'll get. I like to play heavy tanks aggressively, and the IS-3 and the IS-4 really let me do that because I can rely on something like a one-shot capability and enough armor to save the day type thing. I believe they are actually out of tanks, so we are just gonna run the ticket down. Yep, they are done. We're gonna win this battle. It was just a lot of fun to play. This is a fun tank to play. It just feels good. You know, you have those tanks. Maybe I just have a soft spot for the IS-3, but because I loved it in World of Tanks, and I do really like it in War Thunder. Not as much, but you know, it's a good tank. It's a great tank, and you know, a good result. I really enjoy playing it. I played this on the same day. It was a lot of fun. But anyway, on to the opinion. Alright, so opinion time. What do I think of the IS-3? I really like it. I think it's a very strong tank. It's not as strong as its older brother, I guess, or cousin, the IS-4. The IS-4 is just immensely just hugely armored. The armor is great. The mobility is great. It's just a really, really great tank. The IS-3 is kind of like the IS-4 light. You know, drop some armor at the front, keep a really good turret, and keep the same gun. The IS-3, I think, is the epitome of the medium-heavy hybrid. It's certainly heavier than a medium and behaves more like a heavy tank, but just kind of what its role is really fits sort of the medium role. It has the ability to go toe-to-toe with heavy tanks, and it has a gun capable of knocking out every tank it faces. I mean, that should be evident from the replays, but it's just, I don't know, there's a factor about it that I really like. I have a lot of fun playing this tank. I don't like that it's at an 8.0 battle rating, but I understand why, because it's so strong. The gun is so strong. To put it any lower, I think it would be OP. So I guess it's not in a bad spot right now. The IS-4 is certainly broken and overpowered, but the IS-3 I think is in a good spot. The armor it's not like this tank is so well armored that nothing will ever kill you in it. No, you'll get knocked out your fair share of times. But the turret, you have enough tools with this tank to really be effective. The turret can really save you in a pinch. The gun will always be reliably Russian. It's not the most accurate, but if you hit the target, it's certainly going to do damage. And the engine power, the maneuverability is fine. It's classic Russian tank design, I think. It has armor where it needs it, like on the turret, and it's generally a quick machine. Not quick, but it's generally not slow, I guess is the better thing. It's just not slow. It's a mobile machine. I like it. So, yeah, that'll be it for this review. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please drop them in the comments section. I'll be more than happy to answer, or maybe refer you to somewhere where you can find the answers. I enjoy answering questions, replying to comments. It's fun. It's cool. Interaction is good. But so yeah, you know, if you got anything you want to say, throw it in the comments. I'd love to read it. But with that, and a beautiful ass shot of this tank, because for some reason whenever the camera does this, it always goes, that's a cool shot, but it always goes to the ass of the tank first, which is kind of weird. But anyway, I've been Corny Swiss. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.